Folks, Black Bull Markets have 10 merch packs to give away to clients who sign up before the end of the year, including one of these trader keys. So to go in the draw, all you need to do is sign up with the link below this video or in the podcast description, and you'll go in the draw to win. It's that simple. And remember, folks, when you sign up to Black Bull Markets through the Trading Nut link below, you're going to get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000 on your first deposit. All you need to do is click the link in the description below the video or the podcast.
Good morning. How are we all? Alrighty, let's get to this. Morning, Al. Morning, Brett. Morning, Sia. Jackie, Leela fan. Welcome, everyone. You guys can hear me all right? Yeah, good. Cool. All right, so looks like we're coming down over here. Let's check there's no news, nothing at all. So very quiet week. Let me just refresh this page, see if there's any headlines that have come in. I missed the headline yesterday during the stream with Microsoft. Actually, I read that I read that OpenAI hired the Twitch guy, but I missed that Microsoft had actually brought Sam Altman into the fold on their side until after the stream. So I didn't see that till late. Anyway, we've got no news. You can see we've got a little orange folder, pound news, monetary policy report hearings, but not till 10:15. We'll be well done by then. We've got. I don't think London likes buying up here. I think London like to buy up to it. I don't think they're actually going to like being up this level. So I think they might bring price down. So I'm going to look for little sweeps back up, push down, and then lately there's been the New York session, which has been helping to recover any lost ground. Pretty much every New York session has just recovered. So I'm kind of thinking the same thing around here. But I don't think London wants to be up here. I think they'd prefer to pull price down. I am bullish though for it. I do think that US indices have more room to the upside. Where's that noise coming from? Okay. I do think we've got more room to the upside for the US market, and then that should pull the German up with it by correlation. And it's just been so crazy, man. Just this run. Looks like it's going to continue into year end. Morning, Don. Hey, there's not many people here. What's going on? Where is everyone? Unusually low numbers. What's that? No, I'm talking about the Zoom. Is it just me or is very low numbers? But you guys made it, so it means the link is working. All right, so is anyone in the sells for price to come down? You are. This one over here. Okay. Now, where are we going to push down to? So we're at clean traffic here. We do have this little 15-minute order block that we're poking our nose into. It's far too early for me to be looking at a trade at that time. This one here. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so let's have a little daily. Finally, we broke the run. We broke the run. I don't think we'd ever had 10 consecutive days of bullish move. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 10th, we finally got the bearish day. Are we going to get another bearish day before we continue that rally? Or are we going to, how much of this daily wick are we going to fill? That's the question. And then I think we can continue the job and push up into this zone. And then maybe that's where the sell-off, well, a little bit of buyer's relief will come in, unless it's already happening now at these monthly levels, which are these 15,940, 15,946. They were monthly levels. So I'll show you on the monthly. These levels where these candles have been closing at closing. This one opened, this one closed, that one opened. So this is like a junction point, monthly junction points. So we often get reactions at these. That's what all of the thick black lines are, if anyone's wondering. They all line up with a monthly junction point. The close of the candle, not the open of the next one. So you see we don't really have anything in this, any monthly closing. We've got plenty of wicks inside of here, but no monthly junction points. But other than that, we do have quite a bit. So I'll do this for like the last like 24 months. Because they do, like I know people will say, oh, there's too many lines on the chart and it looks too noisy. But when you get to like say the 30-minute chart, if you remove all these other like little zones and things that I've got and just focus on just the monthly levels, not the thin little lines where I've got like text on it, but you can see that they're fairly evenly spaced apart, and they do happen to line up pretty nicely with things here. Looking for a bounce at the H4 fair value gap, 15,900 basically, top of the FVG. Cool. Sounds like that could be a good plan. You must say pound US is a strong uptrend on 1 hour time frame. Yeah, US dollar's weak. USD is weak. But we're trading German 40 here on the screen. That's my chosen combatant. All right, so go on, mate. What are you gonna say? Oh, okay, nice one. Congrats, you're on the board already. So H4, we've kind of been drifting sideways over here. Been drifting sideways. Where last time we drifted sideways, price ended up breaking out and going massively to the upside. So what we're consolidating over here, usually it means when we're consolidating, we're going to need to do a sweep of something. So are we going to do a sweep to the top side and then come down? Or are we going to, once we're starting to fail, to make new highs, like over here, how this consolidated after making a little run, we had to make a pullback into an area of interest before then. Unfortunately, we didn't drop into it. I was really keen on this move last week to drop into here before going up. Then, but then once we had that pullback, the trend resumed. So right now, are we consolidating here now to do another pullback into an area of interest before the buyers, the mythical spirit animal, can come back in? Feels like there's not enough demand at this point to drive up too easily. So right now, it's kind of struggling to get that momentum. All right, so 3 hour, not making much any different. 3 hours, not really doing anything. 2 hour, I've got my eye on this here. I wonder if we can pull back into this 15,840-ish area. I like this liquidity candle. Lines up with the, that's what I was saying yesterday. I would really prefer to be buying if we can fade out just at least 1 or 2 days, or dip into 1 or 2 days of bullish activity from the previous week before we find those longs. Just find it so hard to buy the high where we're at. And yesterday, it worked out looking for those sells. Last week, it didn't work out looking for those sells at all. It was just bloody bullish. But I'd rather now it come back, maybe sweep this little area, and then we can look for those longs. So if that's the case, I know that London could do a little bit of manipulation as well, and I just don't think they like being up here. So I wonder if they will pull back a little bit, maybe look to retest the base of this hour candle somewhere. We've created this like little consolidation in the Asian session, and we're starting to look like we're going to close outside of it. I wonder if we can do a little retest into like this area and then make our way back down. Maybe I don't even have a firm target in mind. I don't really like this. This kind of doesn't really give me much information apart from it being 100 pip from high to low, and we're kind of in the middle of this 100 pip little range. So if this is the support and this was the resistance, we're almost bang in the middle. I was trying to look for a reason to get in earlier, but the time I get to the charts and trying to do some little admin work, I wasn't focused to do anything. All right, 45 minutes. We do have a little bit of a support candle from the New York session, right in the middle of that New York session, and it lines up nicely with the New York low from Friday. So I wonder if this could be where we bounce from. I'd like to see price break underneath here and then look to create a resistance below these highs. And if we can create a resistance below these highs, then I think we can look to go and push down. So I think this area is going to be a little bit dicey though. This area right here is going to be a little bit dicey. So I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell into this bit. I don't want to sell into here. Because where's my stop loss? If it rebounds, where are you going to put it? Unless you're in the trade already, I think this would just be chasing the candle. So I'm in data gathering mode. Just scanning up and down the time frames and just trying to see what my eyes pick out. Let's recycle this. What do you guys think? You think we're going up? I think we're going down for this new. What do you reckon this London session is going to do? Do you think it's going to push down, push up, range? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, those shorts from up there. Well, yesterday the highs got taken. You mean the Asian session? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Massive M pattern. Yeah, it looks like a consolidation of the higher time frame. Yeah, I don't think this is the low of the week. I don't think it's the low of the week, but I'm surprised the numbers are so low. Where is everyone? Yeah, I've got to do a webinar later on after this. Okay. We've got 5 minutes here. Price has only moved down like 20 pips. So I'm thinking London session's been pretty, like, apart from Friday, we've had quite a few little, like, really low volume sessions. So this one here was only 78 pips in total. The one before was 90. This one here, 97. This one here, 106, getting a little bit better. Thursday, that was a shocking day, 60 pips. This one here caused a lot of complaints. People looked like they blamed the stream for not having a trade inside of here. So sorry, guys, that was my fault. That price ranged. I didn't force anything in here. Sorry about that. 120 pips from Friday. That was normal. then 75. Yeah, like seriously, on this day, Cam was telling me there was some complaints that there were no trades taken in this. Morning, Heath. So you got some complaints on the stream afterwards. These guys, man. Yeah. They complained that there was nothing taken inside of here. All right, so 3 minutes. Oh yeah, we know if there's no trade, I think people really, really struggle to accept that there's no trades. Well, there was a trade. There was a trade in there as well. It was just if I miss an entry, it's pretty bloody hard for me to force something afterwards. And I think some people really struggle to accept that. And it's normal. Like I used to feel that as well, that I needed to be in the trade. Hey, Peter. So these are still, we're almost at the exact same point that we opened yesterday. Hey, Debbie. Almost the exact same point. So come on. Let's buy to sell. Well, if it's the exact same as yesterday, then we know what to do. We buy to sell. Oh, it looks like it's starting to kick off over here. We might just pop straight down if that's the case. I'm keeping my eye peeled to see if we can get a retest. It might even sweep the Asian high, but I'm looking for sells. I just wonder, is it just the way that this is moving? I think we might even sweep all the way down 30 pips down to this level. Someone's already taken trades. You can hear that. Are you going for long, are you? Here. This is German 40. That is asking for my win rate. Oh, it's shocking, mate. It's negative 50%. I lose way more trades than I even take. So I'll take if I take 50 trades, I'll lose 75 of them. Okay. 45 seconds. I think it's just going to pop straight down. But I'm looking for a reaction. I'm not taking sells just yet. I'm looking for it to potentially come back into the zone. 15,925. And then grab that sell. All right. Hopefully it just doesn't go straight down. 2 seconds. Come up to the sell zone. All right, here's the open. How do you actually start setting up a trade? I'm watching price for now. So usually I'm looking for the 30 minutes leading into like this just before the London Open to give me an idea of direction, and then looking at my zones to see what makes sense for where price to go, because market's going to react. London Open's going to react to what happened in the previous session. They won't be bullish if everything is so bullish. Like if every single second is bullish. Nice one, Glenn. If everything's bullish, like say London Open was up here, then I'll dare say that we would sweep up and then we'll do the pullback for them to get a better price. So really need to focus on what happened in the previous session as well. Asian session consolidated, so we've created a lot of consolidation here. German is broken down pre-London German Open. German Open is 7 a.m. UK time to 8 a.m. UK time, and now we're obviously in London Open over here at 8 a.m. London time. Because they were pushing down, I imagine that we're going to do a little pullback. I would normally, I'd say, last week wasn't as normal conditions, but normally London, if they're going to go up, they'll sweep a previous session low or pull back into a previous session, like maybe midpoint. But we didn't get that sweep. So what that tells me is that this isn't the low of London. So now I would look to sell into the low of London. Mind you, last week it was the first time I think I've ever seen that London didn't sweep the pre-London low once, not even once last week. So the market, there was a lot of greed last week. It was just straight up bullishness. But I dare say that this is not your London low. So I'd like to sell into that or towards that. Now I just need to find a setup on how to get into the trade. Morning, Mo. So I'm targeting 30-minute had no top wick on my. Yeah, this one's got no top wick on my terminal, but it has a top wick, very slight top wick on TradingView. But this is the open of Frankfurt Open, because this is German 40. This is where they started it. So I'd like to take some sells around this area. But my entries are I've got to wait for a price action to show me. I don't really take these cowboy entries as much unless I've got a bit more confirmations. But I would like to see rejection wicks and things. I'm going to go to all chart view. So I'll just keep an eye. Oh, HaydosFx is everywhere now. I don't like that. Let me fix that. Okay, so 30 minutes, bottom left. Top left is your 15-minute. You can see in the little watermark, so I shouldn't really need to say. 5-minute top right, 3-minute bottom left, bottom right. So I want to see signs of price slowing down, and what I want to see is price wicking up into these areas, and then starting to show when I say a rejection wick, I want a candle that breaks the high of the previous one, but then closes underneath the high of the previous one. That's when I know that we're starting to show a bit of rejections. Until then, it's just bullish. So there's nothing telling me to jump into any sells here when it's so bullish. And you'll see like those rejections starting to creep in on the lower time frames, like the 1 minutes. But I don't like looking at the 1 minutes too much. They do give you a lot of false signals. I look where it bounced from as well. Bounced from this previous New York low from Friday. Like these old session highs and lows, they really play a big role. All right, so we're sweeping into this area now. We just took out the Frankfurt high. Now this would be a perfect area to be selling from. Taking the liquidity from the Frankfurt Open. Just need to see signs of rejection first before we jump into anything. If you're looking for the longs, congratulations. Looks like it was a very quick move. Hey Jaro, how are you? Morning, Beata. Yeah, I saw your Discord, Beata, as well. There is. When I sort that out, I'll send it to you guys. Okay, so I've taken the Euro high. So look what I did at yesterday's the Euro high. It did come up and sweep the high of it. So I kind of got my eye on that now. Looks like the proper count's frozen. The candles are stuck. I'm not sure what's going on, if that's the proper count on my computer. Morning, Hannah. All right, that's the perfect place for it to start rejecting from. Yep, there it goes. Okay, is this... Potential double top there. Would we see it sweep the first before going down? I don't think so. I think this was price pulling back to take out that Euro high. But it is a perfect double top now. So that would be, if you are looking for it to do a sweep of this liquidity that's been generated up here. That's the plan. It'll sweep this eventually. It's just trying to identify which part of the move we're in. Are we continuing going up, or we're going to dig down a little bit deeper before then we can find those rallies? And wait to see what this 5-minute candle closes. I wasn't keen to take a cal from here, and then the terminal was actually frozen as well, so I really didn't know what we would have done. But it's not really any confirmations either, apart from this 5-minute has broken the high of that candle to the left, and it closed lower, but it's still got a lot of momentum here. Hey, Tom. So I just want to make sure what we're I need to wait for a confirmation. So at the moment, if I'm going to treat this as a rejection, my entry is I need price to have at least one candle where it just consolidates, and then looking for it to sweep up and then see if I can reject that wick for the second time. If it does that, then that can be an entry, and I can be anticipating that entry. I can enter as it's sort of inside of this wick to get a really tight entry. But that would be, you'd want to have a bit of confluence saying that, at a zone that you really like. And this is not a really convincing area for me to be looking for trades from. So I would rather wait for a little bit more of a confirmation style entry. And whether that could just be waiting it out for, we're only 12 minutes into the open, got plenty of time here, but waiting for a resistance to perform and then looking for it to push down again. I'm looking to target at least this London low, the current London low. What did VIX open up as? So that's, if this opened up lower, then I'd say we're just going long. So what are we waiting for? Where's this candle? Should have opened. Opens at 8:10. Maybe 6 seconds. Maybe we'll get a little candle pop up here. Let's see. Nope. No, VIX is not having it. Man, Maddie last night, she was a nightmare. Could not get her to settle once. Thought she might be a little bit unwell. All right, 3 minutes. If we can break under this. Just want to see this close underneath this area. Because at the moment, this could just be retesting this consolidation, which would make a lot of sense. So I'm keen for price. I'm keen to trade downwards. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna give this a shot. Love to see this break this low. So I'm in this trade. Hopefully, the 15 minutes just come to a close. I don't want this to do a 15-minute wick fill. What I want is this to close in 6 seconds, more or less around here. And then for us to start breaking this low. If we just push straight up, I'll can this trade. Okay, let's flip bearish now. Flip bearish, and then head down towards the euro low. So I think that where I'll get out, well, we'll keep an eye on it. But I'm keeping my stop loss above these monthly levels. So it's given it about a 20 pip stop loss. I'm looking to target at least down to here, potentially a little bit further down. But I'll cut this before it gets to my stop loss if it has this, if it keeps this bullish momentum. So I'm risking, if it's 2-1, but oh, it looks just too bullish. Yeah, if we're breaking above here and closing above this Asian high, then I'll just cut it. I'll cut it short for a reduced loss. What I don't like is this 15-minute treating these two as the rejections. I wasn't quite sure about whether it was going to reject up into here, this wick, taking that liquidity, and then forming that bearish candle. Thought it might have kept on dropping. But on this 15-minute, I'll treat this as my last area. Just to see if we can dip into it. I really don't like how it broke the high of this one. I don't like that. Well, I'll just hold on to it. As long as we're staying underneath it, I think I'll just ride it. All right, so we're riding a little bit in profit here. Gosh. Can we break under this? Come on. Yeah, don't scare it, mate. It did make me uncomfortable, that second push up. What's the time frame you use for using the candle close? Oh, it's any lead left hand, anyone that you find it on. Depending on the volume, it might happen. If it's a really high volume day, you will see this on the really low time frames. If it's not as much volume, then the higher time frames are higher quality. But I'm kind of always looking to see. I'm never sure exactly how much volume is going to come in with the London Open. So you kind of need to be ready for them all. All right, so about 10, 12 with spread and 10 pips in profit. So I don't want to let this become a losing trade if it does come back. Don't want to secure anything. It's not enough. But it's been my absolute kryptonite on this account. Being in plenty of little starts and just the trade management's been shocking. Yeah, Jim wants to go over that with us after a stream. No, maybe not today. Definitely not today. But he will cover that at some stage. Cute. Am I moving to BE? If I move to BE, I reckon it's going to be a BE trade. Seems to be what I've been good at lately, getting these break evens, or upping the risk and taking a loss, and then grinding away on low risk to get back above, like into an area where I'm about 1% up. Then I'll start risking 1%, and then I'll lose it, lose the next trade. That's for these London Opens. I'm thinking I'm going to crumble, and I'm going to break my rule, and I'm going to start taking a lot more trades off, like I'll connect it to the phone, and then when I set my alerts, because at the moment I'm just trading my personal account. Once I turn the computer off, I set my alerts up already based on the levels I've got, and then if I'm out walking or whatnot, or with Maddie, I'll take a trade just on the phone. Once my level's been hit, but my prop account's not connected to it. But I'm thinking I'm going to have to do something, because these London Opens, I haven't been very good with the last couple of weeks. All right, so the base of this big candle here, I'm going to secure right now. I'm going to secure here. Because every time I move to break even, it would be a break even trade. So I've got something to show for it. Inverse risk reward. I'm going to tighten my stop loss now as well. So I don't really want it to sweep this triple top, but I don't want this to be a losing trade either. So it'll be, if it sweeps up here, it'll literally be break even. It'll be took about 75% off. when it was here, it was about 15 pips in profit. And I've got a left running 10 pips. So I don't want to move to break even because I think it will just take me out. But if it comes all the way up here, it'll just be a losing trade then. Oh, sorry, it'll just be a break even. Hopefully I can hold that, and this runner can do a bit more of the heavy lifting. We're fighting such a strong uptrend. I just don't think London really wants to be up here. I think they'd rather pull back a little bit. And I think you see the New York will come in. How much you taking? Yeah, it's just because this week I've been really, not this week, sorry, the last couple of weeks, there's been too many break evens. So what I closed on this one is 75%. Because it was getting close to 1-to-1. I was a little bit uncomfortable with this high breaking this high. Well, sorry, let me show you on the 15-minute chart. I was uncomfortable with this high breaking this area. That's what made me a little bit uncomfortable. I don't want to keep a super tight stop loss. Normally I would be, if this is my first rejection candle, this is my second rejection candle, then normally I'm looking to take a trade inside of this area and then keep your stop loss above it. But I really don't want this to be broken, and it actually did. It didn't close above it, but it did break it. So that's typically not a great sign. And then as price came back down, it's just testing where this bullish volume from London came in. So there's probably some residual orders here. This could just be simply a pullback before we keep on going up. So we'll need to see how this 15 minutes is going to close. In 2 minutes, hopefully it closes a bearish candle. If it closes a bullish candle, then I think the next one's going to do a straight wick fill. In that case, what I might do is just maybe I'll just secure a little bit of profits, a little bit, like as in like cut the runner, and then let it be a bit more of a winning trade. Yeah. The old trend reversal pattern. Support, you mean? Yeah, I didn't like how it did that. Yeah, it was a good place to get out. Where do I read up which indices you trade? What do you mean? How do you read up on the indice? This is German 40. I don't know. Everything's in the chart, so you need it. It's very well correlated with the US indices, so you can follow both, really. Okay, so we closed, 15-minute closed. Little bullish engulfing candle on the. Oh wait, that's a 5. My bad. 15-minute close, a bit of a doji, yeah. Looks like we're coming up. So gonna cut the remaining position here when it was pushing up. So what have I got for it to show? Not the greatest trade, but at least secured something. On the prop account, what was it? There's only 0.2%. Yeah. So that was, I think that was fairly good trade management in this case for a move, because I was looking for those sells. I'm not gonna analyze the buys, but for the sells, for the trade management, as price came up into it, and then we got that resistance created, looking to keep the stop loss above the monthly level. As price, that was the first warning sign for me for price to break the high of that 15-minute candle over here, this one. So I didn't want to I wanted to be a bit aggressive with my trade management. As it came down towards the base of the candle, made a lot of sense to just secure right at that point. Secure more than half in that position. Tighten stop loss as it was creating that support and starting to push up. As it was pushing up again into this area, it just looked for all money. Remember what I said, that 15-minute, if it closes bullish, it's probably just going to do a straight wick fill because it did break the high, and it did indeed that. So good chance to just cut the remainder. There's no point holding that and letting it become a break-even trade. So at least got something little to show for it. I mean, which other ones besides German 40? Oh, okay. Now we're approaching the monthly level. So I'm going to watch to see what this does, because if we can form this show a rejection again, I think we can get those sells, because I do still think that this is not going to be your London low. Okay, what's some tips I can give for indice trading? I mean, the indices are not the economy, so don't look at the economy and think, oh, economy's bad, so that means indices must be going down, because it's definitely not the way. Indices, the way that capitalism is constructed, these US markets and a lot of these European markets, except for the FTSE, will be, over the long run, you're better off just looking for longs. But on like a swing trade basis, on these lower time frames, you want to look at your session highs and lows and just look at how the market reacts. It really is no different than a currency pair in the way that previous session highs and these lower time frames work. So if you're trying to do anything with these, it's always the same thing, is that look to trade at a particular time. So for any of these, like this is the German stock exchange. So we get around, because it's the European one, London Open and New York Open are usually the same, more or less the same volume. Now the volume is going to come in. A lot of volume is going to come in the German Open, but then when the London Open comes in, very consistent, much more consistent than currencies, is that you get volume at the market open. Same as the US indices, they're much more consistent. They get volume after New York Stock Exchange Open. So learning to trade that, just focus literally on those times. If you focus on it, trade's only got to go, market's only going to go up or it's going to go down. So just pick a bias. Indices are good. Like they generally give good volatility. So even your bias isn't the most important thing, I find. Many times I've taken a sell in a bullish day and it worked well. And that's like targeting, 30, 40 pips. Hopefully I can get, if it's on the right side of the trend, and I've got a really lovely zone, I like how it's taking that monthly level, then you can get trades running for 90 plus. Hey, Ivan. All right, is this going to be the sell now after it swept that triple top into that monthly level? I think so. Yeah, that's a lovely area for liquidity. All right. Well, I'm going to continue over in my channel. Been going for an hour trading up channel. We're taking a trade, so he won't get complaints, thankfully. Well, maybe because it wasn't a full winner. It was only a little partial trade. All right, guys. So I think it's time for a coffee as well. But there's music. I'll be on my channel for another let's say another 45 minutes. If you guys want to migrate over there, then feel free to. Otherwise, I will see you next stream for Trade Nuts next week. All right, guys. Take care. Take care. I'll see you on my channel if you're not. Otherwise, all the best.